cruise control. Whip it like it's stolen. Passing y'all like y'all be sitting still. I'm hooked up rolling. I'm fast, they know. But man, they swear I'm cheating. I did my homework, got her dialed in, and now I'm digging.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to the dirt on Derek's seat.
That's not how it goes. Welcome back, everybody, to another wonderful little edition of Dirt Behind the Scenes. I'm D Ham. I'm joined by that dude right there, Tyler Carpenter. Ty, how you doing, buddy?
We're doing pretty good, buddy. Just keeping on. We got things rolling pretty good at the moment.
Speaking of that, you had some success this weekend. How'd it feel to finally, get that breakthrough win?
We're just local racing right now, but it feels pretty good. Like I say, we're down in this new car, and we had it pretty well wrapped up at Skyline, and just unfortunate. Track was a little rough. We got taken out of the race about 10 to go. Then we went on to the High Valley, and we just wasn't too hot. We fighting carburetor problems. The invert a little bit in the dash didn't fall quite far away, and the track wasn't bad. It just wasn't real racy, and we ended up third at the High Valley. It went caution free. I was hoping for a yellow, but racing, that's why it's racing. You just never know what you're going to get. And we regrouped a little bit, went to Tyler County, and we picked off a win in the late model.
Now, for the people out there that don't understand I guess you would say to us, the historical significance of winning races at Tyler County, you spent many years, I'm not going to say struggling because you did have some good wins, good runs at Tyler County. For many years, that was considered a track that, when we did go there, it's hard to feel confident just because you always kind of had a rough time with that place. How's it feel to finally, I guess, get that monkey off your back and, to be consistently fast? Because, you've won a couple races there the past couple of years. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. The biggest thing is, man, we've just stuck in a rut back in the day. It's always based our stuff off of just kind of little paperclip tracks. Tyler County is a place you're kind of always driving in a complete circle. I mean, I know every racetrack and some people is just a circle, but some of them's ovals and some of them circles and some of them's kind of square. So at the end of the day, it takes a lot of different stuff to make things go on different types of tracks. And I was always stuck in my old ways, always a little too tight at Tyler County. And the more we're racing, the more we learn, the more we figure out, and the more I mature as a driver and start making the right decisions and going the right direction with things. And like I say, we got this new car and pretty pleased with it. And I just feel like really a guy that ain't too up to par as far as drivability could actually get in my car and start winning races in it. Like I say, I'm pretty excited for this year. Yes, this wasn't no big race or nothing, but like I say, we're still trying to develop a notebook for this car, not only for the late model, but for our modified program as well. As a driver, when you got a pretty good car, and I can honestly sit here and say it's probably the best car I've ever driven in my life. With that being said, I'm looking forward to progressing a little bit, and then, if the things are going the way I'm planning, then we're going to start hitting some bigger and better races. The way things are financially, you just got to play your cards right, and you don't go out and hit a 10 or 15,000 win race if you just don't feel like you're ready. And like I say, we're just chiseling some things out and getting things panned out the way they need to be. And then I believe we're going to be ready to start kicking off with some actual big races and hitting some touring races and just doing what kind of makes sense.
Now, I know this new modified deal, I guess you would kind of say it's a work in progress, as you guys, are really, this is kind of like an experimental piece, correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, we had a modified program, I guess you could say, but me, Dad, my brother, none of us actually was driving one. So, our modified program really never was established. We kind of just did some monkey see, monkey do stuff, copied and pasted, just kind of went with what we had going on and just kind of jumped into it with what everybody else is already doing, and just kind of said the heck with it. I never was a modified guy, to be dead honest. I just feel like our racing and the modifieds and everything is way too advanced to run some of the stock suspension they're trying to put on these things. I don't know. That's why I just never really did try to get feet first into a modified. In my mind, I think they're too much of a race car to be too much like a grandpa car on the front end. It just makes no sense to me. Everybody's twisting and curving stuff and getting things up out of the ground. So you got $1,000-$1,500 subframe that's doing you no good just to look stock appearing when really you're just a full-fledged late model with skinny tires.
All right. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, that's just, I just think, modified, to be dead honest, I never liked none of them. I drove Kyle Moore's. Probably the best one I drove prior to the one we just built was that car of Kyle Moore's, and it was Kyle Strickler's. And, it was no magic that Moore had going on. He just took what Kyle Strickler had, and we just, I tried that thing, and it wasn't bad. Well, I assumed it wasn't bad. It was obviously winning races, doing this and that. But, man, you just don't realize how bad geometry line is until you start pulling measurements and doing some stuff. And that's like I told Dad, we was doing some talking. If we're going to be even having our name established or even mentioned with modified, we want our own product. And at the end of the day, this what we build is our full-fledged late model. It's exactly what I'm racing with the front stub on it, and we refigured the whole front end geometry line, and we just did everything the way we felt like it needed to be. And now we got a house car, and me and Dad's focusing hard on getting this thing where it needs to be. And as of right now, we ran it 3 times, no test nights, period, and we got a second place, a first place, and a second place. And to be dead honest, I think if we had a few nights under our belt already, whether it was just testing or whatever, I think we'd have won all 3 of them in a row. It was the first mod I ever driven, to be dead honest. That I can honestly say, from getting out of a late model and into a modified, you really couldn't feel much difference. It literally felt like I was driving my late model, man. It steers so good. You can turn, like, you can be running the middle of the top of the track and just drive anywhere you want. And you got traction. Honestly, you just can't even tell you're not in a late model without front fenders. That's why I'm pretty excited about this deal. It's like no other modified, to be dead honest. Everybody's got their own stuff, and I ain't saying we got the magic. Man, I just think, seriously, first 3 nights and we was the top 2 car every night, especially in our area. I think people's going to be in trouble, but we progress and develop a notebook to where we can actually expand these things the way they need to be, and we can give some legit information to say, hey, do this, do that, and this is what we know it needs. I really think we're going to be one of the top tier modified.
It has to feel good to come out and, a new car like that, something you guys are, testing and building off of, to be successful so early, that has to feel promising. Obviously, I know you've been very optimistic about the new late model that you've built for this season. And so far, really, outside of some bad luck, that car has been, really, really, you've been really competitive. Regardless whether it's local racing, some regional guys, or guys that tour, hey, you've been competitive with, pretty much everybody. So I myself, I'm excited to see how the season progresses for the late model program and the modified program. I feel like you're going to have another one of those special kind of years where you have, like 40 something wins between modified and late model. Do you feel that that's possible?
I do, and you don't count your eggs before they hatch. But to be that honest, like I said before, when you got a good car, and this is definitely like I feel like it's one of the better cars I've ever had, just because of the drivability of it, man. In the dirt world, you either got killer traction, you can't turn, or you can turn with no traction, or you ain't got this, you ain't got that, or you're constantly searching and finding. This car just
You're
feels
constantly trying to find a happy medium.
Oh, absolutely. And like I say, that the car I got now, like our new build, to be dead honest, just feels like it's just naturally there. You don't have to, dude. I'm used to, and I'll say it again. Like I feel like it's the first time I can ever say a car is better than I am, just because my old ways, I was always trying to over hustle or try to make it turn. Like I used to think I had a good car. I used to tell everybody, man, this car is awesome. This car is that. But at the end of the day, until I got in this thing, I never had a good car. And I ain't saying that was junk, but just the way they are now, man, they'll turn on a dime no matter what. Like you can run down the corner and you can just turn. That's just where we're at with things, and I just feel like it's going to potentially be one of my better years if luck goes your way. I don't care how good you are, or whatever. Everything can be just badass. But at the end of the day, if you ain't got luck, you ain't got nothing. So you definitely got to have a lot of luck. I don't care, like I say, I don't care how skilled you are or how good your car is, but I do feel like we're gonna have a pretty successful year, and we will start picking off some good wins. We ain't gonna be talking about, hey, yeah, the backyard racer won $1,500 in his basement. But at the end of the day, that's where I came from. That's what I've did all my life. I ran in my backyards. That's just what we do. And yeah, we'll go. We'll make a little splash in a big race once in a while. But I'm not a touring driver, and I don't do what Jonathan Davenport does. I don't claim to be them guys. But at the end of the day, I will be able to run with them in my neck of the woods, and I will be able to venture out. And when I go to tracks, I'll feel confident, and I'm not just going to roll up at a 10,000 win race because a guy up in the stands is trying to sharpen a crown with his teeth. Thinks I ought to go run with them guys. It's at the end of the day, them bleacher racers don't pay my bills. I do, so I got to do what makes sense. And if you see me at a race, it's because I feel like I got a shot at it. You don't see me there, mind your own business, kiss my ass, and you'll see me at the next one.
What a lot of people don't really, I don't think they comprehend or understand what it actually takes to not only run your own racing program. You got your kids, they're running mini wedges now. You have a full-time job, and not to mention that, you have to try to squeeze in time to also be a dad and a husband. I don't think the people on the internet, I don't think their little minds, like, I think they have brains like this big. You know,
Yeah, and I
there's
think
little.
that's giving them too much credit because at the end of the day, they think the purple crowns taste better than the green ones. They're just unsure about anything, and that's why I don't really acknowledge them guys because at the end of the day, I feel sorry for them, and they think they feel sorry for me or worry about what I do, but really they ought to be concerned about themselves and really maybe seek some medical help because there are people out there for people like them, and there's people out there for people like me, and I get the support I need. I just hope they get the support they need as well.
Hell yeah, Ty. I could not agree more with the old chap. Building off the success of this weekend, I feel like you're really starting to find that common ground with the new car. You're putting together some good runs. You just got that first win out of the way. A lot of times that first win during the season, that's one of the toughest ones. A lot of things go bad. Bad luck enters the picture. But it seems like you're kind of getting past that a little bit. Get the first one of the year in the late model. Third race in, you pick up the first race or the first win on the brand new modified. So with that kind of success in both cars, are you thinking about venturing out this weekend, or are you just going to keep on playing it by ear?
Well, Friday nights, I'm kind of stuck to the High Valley unless there's something crazy going on. Just for the fact that that's where I take my kids down there, and we all as a family race together. That's where they'll run the go karts. We'll all do their thing the first half of the night, and then the last half's my night. So yeah, you'll see me at the Valley quite a bit. Not because I want to, and I don't want to go somewhere else. It's just because it's more important for me to see the kids race and have a good time and try to succeed in what they want to do. And if I win a race down there, great. And if I don't, who cares? It's still a win for me to see the kids sit there and race and progress and, see a smile on their face. So that's where you'll see me out on most Friday nights. Like I say, most of them. There'll be a time we'll miss a race or two there. And this Saturday, I'm probably going to set out in the late model world just so I can take the new modified and, get our feet wet with the big dogs in the modified industry. We're going to take it to Eldora, and it may not be the smartest decision just for the fact that we're developing a notebook as we're going, like 100%. Yeah, we ain't no dummies, but we still don't know exactly what the car wants. We ain't had it at a big track yet. We ain't been at a place like Eldora. We ain't even like we're just trying to base our notes off of our late model stuff and try to interchange them with what the modifieds want. And the good thing is, like I say, our modified is a lift bar car, and that helps to keep all the notes pretty well similar. But no, we're going to go there and we're going to see what we can do. Obviously, I mean, really, we got high expectations. I feel like we're going to be a contender. But at the end of the day, if something happens and we don't contend, it's no big deal because at the end of the day, these guys already been racing for, I mean, 90% of them's got notes out the yang as far as what they need to do or even a good starting position. And, if they ain't got notes on their own stuff, they got a chassis manufacturer that's already been out there and there's 50,000 guys in their cars that can just swap and interchange information. So, they're going knowing they're pretty close, and we're going just hoping we're pretty close. But I feel like we'll be pretty good. And like I say, I'm hoping to at least get a podium. You just never know what will happen. We may go there and lap a field. We may go there and get lapped in a heat race. But at the end of the day, we're going to see what we can do and see what we need to make our modified program succeed the way it needs to succeed.
I believe you as a driver, there has to be some kind of confidence somewhere inside of you going back to Eldora, after the last time you was there, I mean, let's be honest, you shocked the hell out of people. I believe you'll, even in a modified, I believe you'll have a really good showing at Eldora.
Like I say, I've learned a lot. I've always been that guy that's never wanted to take out traction. And I've always went to Eldora prior, always tractioned up, always trying to get all I can get. Dude, that sucks there. Like, that's a place you just need to roll. You need minimum traction. You just need a car that's very drivable. I mean, obviously, you always want traction, but you got to have the traction the right way. You got to have a car that's very balanced. And you could hit me in the head with a brick, and you wasn't gonna get me to take traction out of the car. So I just try to keep trying to make the car turn with the traction I had, and it just wasn't going to happen. So I guess after struggling enough, I finally just started taking traction out and trying to get the car to do the things it needed to do. And man, we've been getting faster and faster there, and that's what's one place I just stand away from, just because it's a place that there's too many eyes on you to go there and be 15th in a B main or something. So it just, I don't know. At the end of the day, it just, I don't want to go to places like that unless I feel like I can succeed. And I kind of quit going there. And then finally I went there a few more times, struggled. And then, man, I started like, I've been pretty fast the last 2 times I've been there. And hell, I actually took the lead in Dirt Track World Championship, and I don't care. Yeah, it may have been early in the race or whatever, but all the ones that's run their lips about it running too hard or too soon, them's the same assholes that can't even qualify in a heat race. At least I can say I took the lead outdoor. I passed them guys. I may not have won, but I've won in my mind because I passed them. I took the lead, and hey, the whole dirt industry seen Tyler Carpenter take the lead and drive around them. I don't care if it's lap 1 of 3,000. They seen me. A lot of you guys don't even get seen. Yeah, basically that's why that's why we're pretty I'm pretty excited to go back to Eldora with the modified, just because I feel like, I mean, seriously, I mean, modified ain't no slouches, but I feel like we stumbled onto enough to go there and be pretty competitive right out of the gate.
As always, it's always fun. It's always real with you, my man. Good luck to you this weekend. I would say that I hope the success continues, but I'm just going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say, that your early season success is just it. It's just a small sample size of what I think you're going to accomplish this season, and I just wish you guys the best of luck this weekend at Eldora, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Dude, shut the hell up.